Thank you for joining me on another episode of Beat the Odds. It's Bassem Khalaf here. I'm so happy to be back. Took the last couple weeks off, kind of just been busy with school. I have been keeping up with the Twitter page, that's Beat the Odds 365. I'm still giving out free picks every day, and I'm also doing cash handouts. All you have to do is just follow us and follow a couple steps, and you'll get the free cash. So make sure you do that, or else you're missing out. Today's video, I just want to talk a little bit about the NBA Finals and what I expect from next year, considering that we might not have a bubble next year. COVID might disappear a little bit. It might not. So I'm just going to tell you guys what I personally expect from the season. And I kind of want to just start off by breaking down the NBA Finals itself. Yes, we had the Los Angeles Lakers and the Miami Heat. I did not give out a prediction, but obviously the Los Angeles Lakers were the much favored team in that one. Yes, the series went to 6 games, but the Lakers were much more dominant than that. They just really put on a hell of a performance, especially in that Game 6. Just showed who was the best team in the bubble this year. They showed that, they all had the same mission. They all put their foot on the gas pedal from the start. You saw guys like Alex Caruso not attending his sister's wedding. That's how serious this was for them. They really wanted to get the job done, and kudos to them. They did. They all played together. They had a lot of guys step up. It's so great to see guys like Kentavious Caldwell-Pope putting up, maybe 15, 17 points a game for them, being ready to hit that shot when LeBron James called his number out. LeBron James still looks like the same LeBron we saw 10 years ago, and I think he might look like that 10 years from now. He looks like he has a lot left in the gas tank, and I think him playing with Anthony Davis is going to help him prolong his career. When you look at a guy like Anthony Davis who could take that load off LeBron James' shoulders, I think he will be able to do that, because Anthony Davis himself, I think he's only 27 years old. He still maybe hasn't even hit his prime yet, and he has that championship experience under his belt. Yes, it is a little different once fans start to come back, a little bit more pressure, but I think that team is really built for another championship and maybe a couple more. They have that pedigree, and I think LeBron James' leadership will continue to transition into the other players. And the thing is that we don't know. Maybe the Lakers get better. Maybe they do another pickup. We know how LeBron James is. He has a general manager mindset. He wants to put the best team around him that will give him a chance to win. So does that mean we're going to see a better roster next year? Possibly so. Will guys like Danny Green, who struggled throughout the playoffs, be around? We don't know. So on the other side, for the Miami Heat, Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo and Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson, these guys, that's a good core group. And I think if Pat Riley is able to bring in another superstar caliber player, maybe like Victor Oladipo, a guy who can get you a bucket, because that's what it comes down to in the playoffs, is who can get me a bucket. If you can get somebody of that caliber, I can see this team back in the finals, because they are good, they are deep. They do lack just a little bit of size, but I think they could be back there next year. So I'm really excited to see how things will pan out in the East Coast as well. The season comes back in 2 months. Adam Silver did say that expect a new season around Christmas time, so that's right around the corner. Next thing you know, we'll have a couple weeks of NFL, and then we'll have the NBA right back to it. So that leads me to what I do want to talk about in terms of the NBA and what I expect from next year. I think this whole bubble situation, I think that the NBA saw how the NFL and the MLB approached it. They're still allowing teams to play in their designated, stadiums and where they're supposed to be playing at. But will they be back in a bubble type environment? I don't think so. I think that was just a little, let's get back to playing ball, but be extra cautious. But now it's like, okay, we could be cautious, but we could also go back to our stadiums. Maybe allow maybe 15-20% capacity, have people throughout the stadium, because we're seeing that with NFL teams, little by little, bringing fans back. Like today, Tennessee Titans are playing, and they just postponed 2 of their games, and now they're bringing their team back, and they're bringing 10,000 fans in the stand. So we're seeing this improvement with COVID-19, that we're starting to have a little bit a sense of normality. That's the word I'm looking for. But they do want to bring fans back, because that's just what makes sports so special, is having those people there. And I think that if the NBA could do that, they will. We do know how cautious Adam Silver is. He is by far one of the better commissioners this world's ever seen. He does everything right for the players, for the staff. So I'm really excited to see what he does. But I do expect a little bit different look than we saw this year in terms of the bubble. So I think it will be a success. Adam Silver has been a success since he stepped into that commissioner office. I think he will continue to do that. So really excited to see all that. That's all I want to talk about in terms of next year's NBA and this year's NBA. It was a great season. I was so happy to have it back. There was rumors that we weren't going to even get playoffs or regular season back, but look, now we have an NBA champion. Congratulations to the Los Angeles Lakers on their 17th championship.
From those two, and that's it. It's over. This historic 2020 NBA championship belongs to the Los Angeles Lakers. The Lakers conquer the bubble, and banner number 17 will soon hang in the rafters.
We're headed into week 6 of the NFL season. There is still a couple teams remaining that are undefeated. Chiefs being one of the teams that did lose that undefeated record. They did lose to the Las Vegas Raiders. However, out of my power rankings, I'm going to do a 5-team power ranking. They are still number 1. Yes, it's a little surprising considering how bad their defense looked against a team like the Raiders, they do have some firepower offense, but Derek Carr, you can't really let him and his team put up 40 against you. That was just unacceptable, especially from a team coming off a Super Bowl win. So the only reason why I still do have them in first place is because of how much firepower they do have on their offensive end. I think anytime you have Pat Mahomes and Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, and the rest of the guys there, I think that is good enough to solidify them as the number 1 team in the NFL. But right behind them, I am going to put the Seattle Seahawks, who once again came out with a close win against the Minnesota Vikings on Sunday Night Football. What a game that was. Final score of that one was 27-26. I think anytime you have Russell Wilson and the ball game is a one-possession score and you have the ball in your hands, I think the Seahawks are going to win that game. I've seen it too many times as a Niner fan. Russell Wilson, never doubt him. He will get it done. I think they had 4th down 2 times in that possession, and he was in the whole possession, he was able to get off a score at the end. So I am going to put the Seahawks, yes, kind of same situation as the Kansas City Chiefs. Their defense is a little shaky, but I think their offense has so much firepower that it is good enough to put them number 2 in the power rankings, because nowadays we see it's a scoring league now. It's a little bit different than it was 5-10 years ago. There's a lot of defense involved. Defense does still win championships, but the way this league is going this season, it has a lot of offense, and I think you do need that to advance. And number 3, I am going to have the Green Bay Packers. Just like these two teams, defense not all there, but offensively they have been phenomenal. And guess what? Aaron Rodgers doesn't even have all his healthy guys out there. He's in a prime of his career right now. This whole no crowd thing is really his advantage. The hard count he's going in, week out with, getting guys to jump off sides and just having free plays. That's going to kill teams as we head later into the season, into the playoffs. I think if Aaron Rodgers can continue that, they're going to have a lot of success moving forward this season. He has not thrown a pick this year. I believe he has 14 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. What a hell of a start for him. Definitely up there as an MVP candidate with Russell Wilson as well. The number 4, a team that does have some defense, it's going to be the Baltimore Ravens. Lamar Jackson looks like himself from last year. They do look like a very similar team than they did last year. Not a lot of moves made during the offseason. They are 4-1 right now. Their only loss coming to the Kansas City Chiefs earlier on in the season. So, you can't hang your hat on that. I think they still do have enough power to make a run in the AFC. But if they come across the Chiefs, that will be tough for them. So that's why I do have them at number 4. And then number 5, the Buffalo Bills are the 5th team in my power ranking. They do play tonight against the Tennessee Titans. Josh Allen, man, how about him? He's been having a phenomenal year. I didn't know he was that good of a running quarterback. I mean, he's putting up 30, 40-yard runs. He's looking great out there. It looked like he got hurt against the Las Vegas Raiders a couple weeks ago, but it turned out he was okay. Just a little minor wrist injury. I'm so excited to see how the rest of the season play out for them because their defense has been phenomenal, and they have put up the second most points in the AFC. That's pretty impressive for the Bills, considering they've been a team that hasn't really always had that firepower. But I think Josh Allen has definitely turned that around. And then Devin Singletary, he's been playing phenomenal for them. Despite his lack of size, he always finds a way to extend plays. So that is my power ranking. So we got Chiefs number 1, Seahawks 2, Packers 3, Ravens 4, and Bills 5. So I am going to try to do this weekly. This will change as the season progresses, obviously, but I think this is a really good way to start for me. I am all done talking NFL and NBA today. Thank you guys for joining me. I hope you guys enjoyed my power rankings and my NBA talk. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter. Once again, that's Beat the Odds 365. Free money handouts there. I'm happy to be back. I will try to post more videos more recently. I know I took a couple weeks off, but things do get a little busy. So once again, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll see you guys soon.